Anyone who thinks the sky is the limit has limited imagination. Every time history repeats itself, the price goes up. The true logic of this world is in the calculus of probabilities. Choose your ground well. War is a game of geography. The experimental investigation by which Ampere established the law of the mechanical action between electric currents is one of the most brilliant achievements in science. I have looked into most philosophical systems, and I have seen that none will work without God. I have the capacity of being more wicked than any example that man could set me. A thief believes everybody steals. An uneasy peace was better than no peace at all. The greatest test of courage is to bear defeat without losing heart. It is better to negotiate standing on 2 feet compared to when a foot is on your chest. Have you no wish for others to be saved? Then you are not saved yourself. Be sure of that. One of the weaknesses of our age is our apparent inability to distinguish our need from our greed. Thus, number may be said to rule the whole world of quantity, and the 4 rules of arithmetic may be regarded as the complete equipment of the mathematician. The mathematical difficulties of the theory of rotation arise chiefly from the want of geometrical illustrations and sensible images, by which we might fix the results of analysis in our minds. It is of great advantage to the student of any subject to read the original memoirs on that subject, for science is always most completely assimilated when it is in a nascent state. The second law of thermodynamics has the same degree of truth as the statement that if you throw a tumblerful of water into the sea, you cannot get the same tumblerful of water out again. Color is perceived by us as a function of 3 independent variables. At least 3 are, I think, sufficient, but time will show if I thrive. The chief philosophical value of physics is that it gives the mind something distinct to lay hold of, which, if you don't, nature at once tells you are wrong. Heat may be generated and destroyed by certain processes, and this shows that heat is not a substance. The student who uses homemade apparatus, which is always going wrong, often learns more than one who has the use of carefully adjusted instruments, to which he is apt to trust and which he dares not take to pieces. We can scarcely avoid the inference that light consists in the transverse undulations of the same medium which is the cause of electric and magnetic phenomena. The only laws of matter are those that our minds must fabricate, and the only laws of mind are fabricated for it by matter. In every branch of knowledge, the progress is proportional to the amount of facts on which to build, and therefore to the facility of obtaining data. Thoroughly conscious ignorance is the prelude to every real advance in science. In science, it is when we take some interest in the great discoverers and their lives that it becomes endurable, and only when we begin to trace the development of ideas that it becomes fascinating. In a few years, all great physical constants will have been approximately estimated, and that the only occupation which will be left to men of science will be to carry these measurements to another place of decimals. Mathematicians may flatter themselves that they possess new ideas which mere human language is as yet unable to express. Ampere was the Newton of electricity. The mind of man has perplexed itself with many hard questions. Is space infinite, and in what sense? Is the material world infinite in extent, and are all places within that extent equally full of matter? Do atoms exist, or is matter infinitely divisible? All the mathematical sciences are founded on the relations between physical laws and laws of numbers. So that the aim of exact science is to reduce the problems of nature to the determination of quantities by operations with numbers. There's more to the truth than just the facts. Science is incompetent to reason upon the creation of matter itself out of nothing. We have reached the utmost limit of our thinking faculties when we have admitted that because matter cannot be eternal and self-existent, it must have been created. In speaking of the energy of the field, however, I wish to be understood literally. All energy is the same as mechanical energy, whether it exists in the form of motion or in that of elasticity, or in any other form. The energy in electromagnetic phenomena is mechanical energy.